What's going on, everybody? C4 here today, bringing you the newest episode of the Philadelphia Eagles Connected Franchise Mode. I think we're on episode 58, so it's one of the more established Connected Franchise Modes here on YouTube. But as always, I stated in the last big update that we'd be changing the format, and we found out the best way to schedule and format the Eagles as well as the Huskies is to play, we'll do 4 games per episode where we will simulate, just quick sim, the first 3 games, do a recap, and then the 4th game will be your highlights and actual gameplay footage. Again, because we started this type of format halfway through the season, we actually simulated 4 games, and we're going to be playing the 5th game to end out the regular season here, similar to what you guys will have seen in the Toronto Huskies one. So we left off. We were 7-3, and after 4 games down the stretch, we're at a 10-5 record, going up against the 9-6 Washington Redskins for what very well could be a playoff spot. I know we beat the Washington Redskins with the first matchup. It was during the 4-game simulation. As you can see at the top, we beat them 35-10, but I don't necessarily know who holds the tiebreaker, so this could very well be a must-win matchup. So quickly, we're going to take a recap of the games and see what happened. All right, so we had, I think the first game was, we were 7-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, week 12. We were here. I guess we simulated 5 games, whatever. So we had the Texans, where we lost 38-20. We got absolutely bodied in this matchup. Yards, oh my god, they clearly dominated us in the rushing game. We'll take a look just at our box score for the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for Carson Wentz, 256 yards, so not a great game from Carson Wentz. Running the ball, Christian McCaffrey, 49 yards and a touchdown. Again, the run game failing to establish itself. In terms of receiving, we got 7 receptions and 118 yards from Jordan Matthews. Big game from him. Not so many yards, but we got a touchdown from Callaway and DGB, so not a terrible receiving effort. In terms of run blocking, who had a bad day? No sacks given up, so clean pocket for Carson Wentz. I guess we just couldn't establish a run game, which has been a common theme throughout this series, at least this year. Jalen Mills led the team with 8 tackles. We got a sack from Brandon Graham, half sack from Jordan Hicks, and a half sack from the monster Fletcher Cox. And we were unable to get an interception. So clearly, you know, just wasn't our week, and the Texans went over. You're not going to win them all. Then the next week, week 13, we played the Tennessee Titans, who were having one hell of a season. And we ended up beating them 21-7, even though, look at that. They had, Jesus, 60+ more total yards of offense gained. We were just more effective in the red zone, I assume. Looking at our regular season stats, Carson Wentz, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So, again, not a phenomenal game from Carson Wentz. In terms of running the ball, McCaffrey finally getting into gear here a little bit. 85 yards and a touchdown. Smallwood also chipped in with a touchdown to his name. In terms of receiving the ball, Zach Ertz led the team with 5 receptions, 57 total yards, and a touchdown as well. 5 catches, 61 yards for Jordan Matthews. Not even bad. Look at that. Callaway, big time. Big play receiver with long of 33. In terms of run blocking, who gave up the 1 sack? Lane Johnson. The defense side of the ball, Fletcher Cox led the team with 10 total tackles. He also had a sack and a half because, you know, he's a monster. Brandon Graham got a sack and a half a sack for Vinny Curry. We didn't get any interceptions again, struggling to show up there with some turnovers in the secondary, but nice pressure here from our front 4. And ultimately, yeah, we held a very good team. I think they were 9-3 at that point to only 7 total points. Then in week 14, we took on the Green Bay Packers, who were always very tough. And look at that. That's a body bag right there. They had 223 total yards of offense to ours, 352. Let's get it. Let's see what we got here for the Eagles. Carson Wentz, there we go. Finally a clean game from Carson Wentz. 230 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 93 QBR. In terms of running the ball, 87 yards and a touchdown for Christian McCaffrey. Looks like, 2 good games strong back-to-back, maybe for a playoff push, depending on how the results go for us this week. And another touchdown for Wendell Smallwood. 13 touches from Smallwood, so it looked like we're having a little bit of a 2-headed running back monster here. Zach Ertz led the team with 6 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. 6 receptions, 58 yards, and a touchdown for Antonio Callaway as well. In terms of the defense side of the ball, 12 tackles from Jordan Hicks leading the team. We also got a sack from Vinny Curry, and we got a pick from Jordan Hicks. Finally, a interception. Not a lot of QB pressure there, but it is tough to sack Aaron Rodgers. Very good offensive line for Green Bay, but luckily, that was a big-time win there. Now down the stretch, We played the Washington Redskins, the team that we're going to play this week, and we buy them 35-12. We usually dominate when we control against the NFC East, and even without us, it's still nothing different. That's a body bag game right there. Looking at the final box score, Carson Wentz, big day, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. I guess that was just probably like a Hail Mary or something. That's a nonsensical pick. Rushing the ball, 75 yards for Christian McCaffrey. Smallwood got the touchdown, but still, that's not bad for Christian McCaffrey, considering when we play with him, we struggle to get 50 yards. In terms of receiving, Burt McCaffrey, dual-headed, just, wears many hats out of our backfield here with 5 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns to his name. Jordan Matthews, also a big game with 4 catches, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Another touchdown here for the rookie Antonio Callaway. Man, DGB, the sim has not shown any love for DGB. On the defensive side of the ball, we got 10 tackles from the corner, Marlon Humphrey. On the sack department, we got 4 sacks from Brandon Graham, a sack from Michael Kendricks, but my God, 4 sacks from Brandon Graham. That's a standout game for this Eagles Connected franchise mode. Unable to get any interceptions, but Brandon Graham feasted on, I assume, the right tackle of the Washington Redskins, whoever that may be. Morgan Moses, maybe? And then last week, in Week 16, we did fall a little bit short to Seattle. A valiant effort against a team that's usually a team that can go deep into the playoffs. We had more offensive yards. But they had, look at that, 617 total yards gained. Still unable to get it through. Looks like we settled for field goals when they were getting touchdowns. Carson Wentz, 300 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Again, I'd like to see those interceptions stay off there. Get out of them. Get out of that habit of throwing picks there, Carson. 63 yards and a touchdown from Christian McCaffrey. Another solid performance from him. Not spectacular, but solid. Zach Ertz led the team with 8 catches for 83 yards. DGB, 6 for 70. Jordan Matthews, 6 for 85. With Nelson Aguilar, out of anyone, getting the touchdown. Good for him. He's still alive. The defensive side of the ball, Jordan Hicks on the team with 10 total tackles. We got a sack and a half from Betty Logan, a sack from Brandon Graham, half sack from Fletcher Cox, who's been quiet the last couple of weeks here, and we're unable to get any form of interceptions. Yeah, that's pretty much, that looks like the summary of that game. The Cliff Notes looks like they got touchdowns, and we had to settle for field goals in the red zone. Now, Week 17 to end the season, playoffs potentially on the line. We are taking on the Washington Redskins. Let's look at their stats, see how they're doing. Who are their big-time playmakers that we need to be a little bit worried about, maybe? So the Redskins over here, Kirk Cousins, not a bad year. 4,000 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's not terrible. That's not great. That's not terrible. They have Josh Rosen waiting to take over for Kirk Cousins, I guess. Maybe they thought, kind of like in real life, where Kirk Cousins is, is he the long-term option or not? They clearly got a backup here in Josh Rosen. Running the ball, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns for Charles Sims. Matt Jones with 16 touchdowns to his name, so they got a little bit of a 2-headed running back combo there. Big-time receiver looking. Jordan Reed is always a weapon at the tight end spot with 930 yards and 7 touchdowns. Djax, I guess he's aging a little bit, but 1,000 yards for Pierre Garçon and 8 touchdowns, so he may be the guy of the slot we need to be worried about. And the defense side of the ball, Vince Williams, the middle linebacker, 123 tackles. They got 13 sacks from Ryan Kerrigan. Ooh, watch that. 6 picks from Josh Norman. They got Jabril Peppers on the defensive side of the ball at strong safety. We kind of have to be worried about that. But overall, it's going to be an even matchup. But hopefully we can body bag them once again. So let's jump right in to this game. Get it. Let's get this victory. Let's go to the playoffs for the 3rd. All right, we got this Week 17 matchup against the Washington Redskins. We are completely unsure if the winner goes to the playoffs and the loser goes home. So we can't, can't be fucking around. We can't be sitting on our thumbs. We need to come out. We need to be proactive. We need to make sure we finish this season at 11-5 and make sure those dirty, clearly racist name Washington Redskins finish at 9-7. Not the hottest down the stretch here for Carson Wentz. Couple too many turnovers for my liking, but now that he has us in control, the Boise 4, we should be able to mastermind not only a one-sided victory, but make Carson Wentz have his best career season. So there we open up with an excellent drop from Jordan Matthews, our wide receivers, channeling what we pretty much get to see in real life with the Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers pre-Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith and whomever we assess in this 2017 draft. I assume we'll probably grab a wide receiver in the first 4 rounds. But we know we're going to try to make it work here. So great pocket presence, finding Zach Ertz on the outside. And he jukes that guy out of his fucking socks and dives into the end zone to get us a nice touchdown. Zach Ertz, probably maybe more productive season he's ever had for us in our first 3 seasons here with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think he's ever. I think he's at 7 or 8 touchdowns. That might be a personal best so far for Zach Ertz, who's I think a 90 overall. So he's developing fairly well for us. And great safety net option here for Carson Wentz as he dives into the end zone to make it a 7-3 ball game. Now we're picking up here on 3rd and 7 for the Redskins. Oh, and of course that would happen in Madden. Josh Doctson with the one-handed Odell Beckham in the middle of the field. Looked like that pass was thrown well behind him. We got the pressure on Kirk Cousins. He was able to just to get that off. And of course in Madden, a guy like Josh Doctson be able to make that throw. Body flying left, right, and center around Kirk Cousins in the pocket. And coming out to make the tackle is Marlon Humphrey. But that was some cheese. And the Redskins nickeled in down their way down the field to get on the 1-yard line. And they're trying to get Charles Sims there. So we're going to try to put Jordan Hicks in the middle. And it is too little, too late, as they're able to find their way to the end zone to go back up a minimal 3 points. But man, Charles Sims has been fairly good workhorse for them. Him in combination with Matt Jones, as we took the quick little gander before this game. And looking at the stats, they have a nice two-headed running back tandem at X. X is wide open. Antonio Callaway breaks away from the corner. Bashaud Breeland does not have anywhere near the kind of speed it takes to contain Antonio Callaway as he takes it to the house. You know, some teams like the nickel and dime it. Other teams just like to throw bombs, and that's what we're doing here with Carson Wentz, as Antonio Callaway in his rookie season now has accumulated 750-plus receiving yards. I think that's 5 or 6 touchdowns, so a very good rookie season for him. He may, in his stellar season, not unbelievable, but stellar season, might have a shot to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll take a quick look at that at the end of this video. So now we're at 14-10, 4-point lead, and the Redskins are driving down the field. 1st and 10 on our 20, trying to just creep into the red zone as Matt Jones, look at this. Oh, spin moves the living shit out of, I don't know who that was. That was Jalen Mills or Rodney McLeod or Malcolm Jenkins even. That was embarrassing. I gotta throw it up to the computer when the computer makes a good play. We'll watch the replay of this. Who does he embarrass? 30, I didn't see who that was. I think that's Rodney McLeod. I don't know. That could be Jalen Mills or Marlon Humphrey. Either or. Incredibly embarrassing performance there as the Redskins go up 17-14. And then we're going to try our best, but man, I'm going to say the Redskins, it's not even just the Redskins. I think it's more so this is the worst Eagles team that has been featured in the 3 seasons. So year 1, we were pretty damn good. Year 2 was probably our best shot at winning the Super Bowl, I think. And this year here's where our offensive line, our defense is starting to regress a little bit. And you can really feel it, man. When I'm controlling this team, we struggle to get pressure on the quarterback. Our run defense is very bad. Our secondary has been holding up fairly well. But it's plays like this. Like, look at that. What are you doing, Rodney McLeod has been very bad. He's almost a near liability. I don't think we can get rid of him. But, I mean, he's on the chopping block for next year. If he doesn't pull it together next year, we may be looking for a new starting strong safety for the Philadelphia Eagles. As it's now a 24-14 ball game with some lackluster run defense. It's been the theme for the last couple episodes. So we're out with a screen pass to Christian McCaffrey. He's not run the ball between the tackles well, but when you get him with the ball out in space, he can make plays like this as he gets into the end zone after some nice open field play, keeping this game somewhat in reach. A 51-yard touchdown. Nice little connection there from Carson Wentz, letting Christian McCaffrey do all the work to show up and kind of inflate Carson Wentz's box score there a little bit. Looked like he was going in for some pass pro. Snags it out the back. Ooh, look at that. 30. I don't think so. David Bruton. And then obviously Bashaud Breeland, who got beat by Antonio Callaway. We all know that guy don't got speed. He got goddamn bricks in his pocket. So here we are with a 61-yard field goal with 9 mile-per-hour winds with the best kicker. Look at this bullshit. You want to see some bullshit? Dink. That should count. I think if you hit it on the fucking bar, the middle bar, it should be 3 points. That's me personally. So we fall short there. We're still down 6. But now we have an opportunity to try to bring this one back as we hit Zach Ertz, who's been a very good safety net for us today. Carson Wentz 20 of 27, 327 and 3. Big time production from Carson Wentz as he's pretty much, I think he might hit 4,000 total passing yards on the season for the 3rd straight year. Excellent production. I think we're all well over the 30 touchdown mark. So 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns has been the norm here for Carson Wentz as Jordan Matthews makes the great extension on that grab to bring it in and move the chains as we are looking dangerous. 350 yards on the day. Look at that. Over 4,000 yards for Carson Wentz today on this season. 4,024. What a franchise quarterback. I think with the boost, he's 93 overall right now. We drop back, hit Jordan Matthews, our big, clear-cut #1 wide receiver this year, for a touchdown, his first receiving touchdown of the day. He does an embarrassing dance that probably makes his family shake his head for his 6th receiving touchdown of the year as we go up 28-27. Now we need our defense not to be a liability and close this game out. So 4th and 10, we're able to hold them to a field goal, which is what we've done multiple times in this game, and they'll probably will convert. This is a fairly manageable field goal at home. to go down to a 30-28 ball game. We're down to the nitty-gritty. I do not ever want to fail to make the playoffs with the Eagles. Like I said, I don't know. If we lose this game, the Washington Redskins may be able to bump us from that last playoff spot. And then the worst pass with a minute left to go in the game. That's what happens. I get too complacent. That pass there is go-to more often than not. And then it's just lack of execution. They picked that off, and the Redskins beat us 33-28. Disappointing defeat, to say the least. 4 touchdowns, 400 yards from Carson Wentz. That one costly interception. We'll take a quick look at the box score, and then we'll see if we make the playoffs or not. Fingers crossed. So, 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Great game from Carson Wentz, all things considered, just to kind of ignore the terrible interception in the game. Only 8 rushing yards of the day for McCaffrey. Terrible. Callaway, the rookie, 8 receptions, 144 yards and a touchdown. Ertz, 62 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Matthews, 91 yards and a touchdown. And Christian McCaffrey, 58 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side of the ball, our leading tackler was Jordan Hicks, who I think with those 7 tackles has gone over 100 total tackles on the season, and a sack from Jamal Adams. So let's save here to the next week to the wild card round. Fingers crossed that we made the playoffs. Come on, don't make this be the year we fail to make it. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, look at that rematch. 10-6, 10-6. We get the Redskins at home. Let's fucking go. Let's bring this shit home. I don't think, we learned from our mistakes. We're going to be able to capitalize and do some damn work on the Redskins. So now let's just take a quick look at the final regular season stats, and then we'll jump into everything else. All right, so let's take a look here with the final season stats and the standings as we're getting ready for that playoff push. So, overall in the NFL, your Philadelphia Eagles were the 8th overall team with a 10-6 record. Offensively, we're not exceptional. 404 yards. We were way down there. On the defensive side of the ball, though, #1 defense, I guess, in terms of points allowed. We have that going for us. So, in terms of stats and awards and all that good shit, we'll take a quick gander at how we did, especially in-house here. So the Philadelphia Eagles, Carson Wentz finished with just shy of 4,100 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 14 picks. Interceptions, that's about normal for him, but I can say 41 sacks. That is the most sacks he has faced yet in his career. Offensive line is going to be a major priority for us in free agency and in the draft. Running the ball, the running game was non-existent. 715 yards and 5 touchdowns from McCaffrey. We also got 5 touchdowns shipped in here from Wendell Smallwood. In terms of receiving, Jordan Matthews just beating out Zach Ertz. Pretty consistent, though. Jordan Matthews, 64 catches, 1,200 yards, almost 1,306 touchdowns. Zach Ertz, 738 and 7. Callaway, the rookie, 870 yards and 7. DGB, impending free agent, with 607 and 5. McCaffrey with 265 and 4. I mean, overall, McCaffrey did get 9 touchdowns and probably broke 1,000 all-purpose yards. Well, definitely broke all-purpose yards if we count his special team yardage. So, I mean, not a terrible year for McCaffrey, but surely anytime your lead back only gets 700 yards, it is somewhat disappointing. Blocking looks like, well, obviously, one guy we want to look at upgrading on is for sure Brandon Brooks. We all know left tackles here in Madden just get raped in terms of sacks. Everyone else wasn't that bad. McDermott with 5, Wisniewski with 4, Kelsey with 3. But I think Brooks, it's time for old man Brooks to get out of the team. And on the defensive side of the ball, Jordan Hicks broke 100 tackles here, which, we consider we played 95% of this. Anytime you play, unless you're playing like full 15-minute quarters, it's really, really tough to get 100 total tackles with a player. So 106 for Matthews, 93 for Kendricks, 92 for McLeod. For sacks, we got 15 sacks from Brandon Graham. Of course, he was in a contract year, so why not have his most productive season for us here in the Connected Franchise mode. Fletcher Cox down from 28.5 last year. Like I said, I tweaked and made the offensive line almost unrealistically good. I'm personally not having as much fun, nearly as much fun as I was with the sliders that I did last year. So I think I may revert the sliders because, I mean, fuck it. I want to have fun when I'm playing this. I'm not trying to make it so every single time it's like a sweaty try-hard game where I can't get any fucking sacks and can't even run the ball, for God's sakes. So I'm working on tweaking the sliders just a little bit. Vinny Curry also had 6 sacks as well as the rookie. Actually, look at that. Shout out to rookie Jamal Adams, who had 61 tackles and 3 sacks to his name as well. For interceptions, again, not very high. 2 picks for Jalen Mills, 1 for Hicks, McLeod, Jenkins, and Marlon Humphrey. So the interceptions were certainly down this season for us. Cody Parkey, 85%, 17-20, with a long of 62. I'm going to try. Hopefully by the end of this, like I said, I don't want to make this a short series. We can maybe supplant David Akers' kicking stats here with Cody Parkey, even though he's a monster. So for the yearly awards, MVP went to Le'Veon Bell. of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do we have any rookies that made this list? None yet. Carson Wentz made the short list. Look at Jared Goff and Carson Wentz forever linked. Coach of the Year went to Big Red Andy Reid. Doug Peterson coming down at number 7. But all right, there you go, Andy. Looking in the NFC, Russell Wilson won Offensive Player of the Year. We got Deshaun Watson came at number 5. Carson Wentz at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year went to Deon Buchanan. I don't think we had anyone. Jalen Smith, look at that. There you go. No, we didn't have anyone. That kind of sucks. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Dalvin Cook. Runner-up Baker Mayfield, JT Barrett, Jalen Hurd. Antonio Callaway just almost hit that 1,000-yard mark. I think if we got him a little bit more utilized in the offense, we would have hit that earlier. James Conner, 6. Powell, Isaiah Ford, Bucky Hodges, and Darren Quinn, who's not actually a guy. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to TJ Watt, JJ Watt's brother. Caleb Brantley, Josie Jewell, Quinn Blanding. Jenny Jones made it. Jordan Thomas, Marquise Haynes. But yeah, TJ Watt, the brother of JJ Watt for the Giants, doing big things there as a rookie. QB went to Carson Wentz, damn straight. Running back went to Ezekiel Elliott. Wide receiver went to Brandon Cooks. Shout out to Jordan Mathis coming in at number 5. Offensive lineman went to Tyron Smith. I don't think we're going to have anyone. Nope. Defensive lineman went to Pernell McPhee, with Brandon Graham coming at number 4. No love here shown to Fletcher Coxwell. Caleb Brantley coming in at number 10. Linebacker went to Deon Buchanan. I don't think we're going to have anyone there. Nope. Defensive back went to Richard Sherman. And we had no one there as well. So, not bad for your Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, actually, well, for kicker, I think I already checked. Cody Parkey was a runner-up. So there are your stats. Those are a couple of players. I guess because we do the custom rookies and you guys probably want to be a little interested. We'll check the AFC out real quick. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC went to Le'Veon Bell. Any rookies make it? Nope. Defensive Player of the Year went to Ryan Shazier. Reuben Foster coming in at number 3. He's a monster. We all know that. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to a guy that's not even anyone. Diamond Worlds. Okay. With D.D. Westbrook coming at number 2. KD Cannon, number 5. Artavis Scott, 7. John Ross, number 9, as we use him as a supplemental draft pick. DeAndre Goolsby, too, the tight end. There we go, from the University of Florida. Shout out to him at number 10. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Dante Booker of the Baltimore Ravens. We get Deshaun Hand here. Andrew Trumbetti. Adonis Alexander. Quincy Wilson. Tony Brown. And Duke Dawson from Florida. Both Gators coming up on their short list here in the AFC. QB went to Alex Smith. No, there you go. Brad Kayak coming to number 9. Running back went to Le'Veon Bell. And no one there. Wide receiver went to AR-15 Allen Robinson. And Travin Durrell and D.D. Westbrook both showing up here as custom rookies. Offensive line went to David DeCastro. No one there yet. D-lineman went to J.J. Watt. And no one there. Linebacker went to Justin Houston with Reuben Foster coming in at number 9. And defensive back went to Patrick Chung. Jeez, look at the Patriots. 3 defensive backs in the top 5. God. Get some goddamn parity over there. So there we go. There's all the rookies. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Next episode will be our playoff push. So hope you guys stay tuned for that. As always, thank you for watching. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace. Hey you there? I know you like Madden Ultimate Team. I know you like to rip packs hard. I know you like to watch all the MUT YouTubers that say and do the same videos every week. You love having your mind blown every 12 hours with insane, unbelievable 500k pack openings. Now it's time for you to get on the action. You've been told by everyone from edgy teens to 30-year-old neckbeards for years to go to their sponsor and get a fat discount on MUT coins, but the new era is here, and it's a site that I've decided to partner with, and you guys must know, if I let them sponsor me, it is legit. Mutbuck.org. Use code C4IsMyDaddy for an unheard of 43% discount code on all MUTcoin orders. Stop getting made to look like an idiot by EA. Spend your real money on fake money that's worthless in 4 months. Grab your ankles and get MUTBucked. We'll be gentle.